welcome to Book 101 review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She is a raw conversationalist, mental grit, and soul deep healing. No other than Miss Teresa Bowser.
Hello.
Welcome to Book 101, Mr. Risa. And can you please introduce more about yourself?
Absolutely. So, my name is Teresa. I live in Asheville, North Carolina, and I am a ultra runner. I have not always been a elite athlete. In the past, I have had quite the journey of working my way through addiction and trauma and discovering myself through an eating disorder and recovering from that. And now I really lead the charge in becoming empowered in your story and using that to create momentum forward. So you don't want to look at the past, you're going to look at the now, you're going to move forward, and the obstacle is the way. And you can pivot as much as you need to, but you need to be a leader of your own life and to continue to pursue your goals.
A leader indeed. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today, let's talk about find your passion, find your purpose. How do you define the difference between passion and purpose, and why is it distinction important?
Absolutely. So, kind of what led me to this, you asked me what book that like really had a change in my life, and I was like, I absolutely have one of those. The obstacle is the way. So, to kind of go back, I had a freak accident where I it landed me multiple surgeries, and at the time I was competing in Spartan races, and I had multiple surgeries on my hand, and I was like, who am I if I can't compete in a Spartan race? Which, if you don't know what a Spartan race is, it's obstacle course racing. So you're grabbing things and it's a lot of physical activity. And I had to get really true with myself. And I was reading this book and I was like, this is the obstacle. This is the obstacle. Okay, how can I move forward into who I really am? And the passion, the drive, soul, and it's almost you and finding your purpose a lot of times comes out of the passion that you have. So through my passion of life, I found ultra running. Um,
Well, Miss Teresa is disconnected. While we're waiting for her, please do grab a copy of my audiobooks. Please listen to them. Available on Audible and one of the bestsellers, people. Book 101 Review Volume 3, Suggestions, Book 101 Review Volume 2 Selected, and Book 101 Review Volume 1 Highly Recommended. These are my 100 episodes of my first season of Book 101 Review. And of course, my climate change book, Earth Fever, Unraveling Climate and Our Race to Restore Balance, Threads of Existence, or Existence, weaving the tapestry of life, and life is too short, a journey of discovery, fulfillment, and joy. Stand tall, stand together, breaking the chains of bullying. Please listen to them. And one of the bestsellers on Audible. And while we're waiting for Miss Teresa to reconnect, Let's listen one of the sample of my book 101 review volume 3.
The Silence of the Lamb by Thomas Harris. The Silence of the Lamb is a novel written by Thomas Harris, first published in 1988. It's the second of his series featuring the character of Dr. Hannibal Lecter, a brilliant but sociopathic cannibalistic psychiatrist. The first book in
Hello,
the
Miss
series
Teresa. While
is
you
Red
are
Dragon.
out, I'm
In The
inviting
Silence of the
our
Lambs, Clarice is
listeners
starring a young
to,
FBI trainee.
well, listen to one of my audiobooks. So let's continue our
Yeah,
discussion. What
sorry, I turned off my VPN. I don't know if it prompted me to do that, so I think we might be good. So
no
passion and
worries.
purpose. So the passion, just to reiterate, like it lies within you. Like that is something like within your soul, and finding ultra running that really changed my perspective on my healing journey. What I was going through, it gave me so much purpose in my life that I was almost like, I feel like I was reborn. I gained a new identity that I always wanted, and I found the way to become this next level self. And it is such a, and again, like it's passion and like they go hand in hand together. But through finding, like, being true to my passion, finding this purpose, it has allowed me to open up in ways that I never knew I was going to be able to, and speak more boldly. And this purpose now is to empower other ladies who have fought the fight, who have had these, major breakthroughs already, but they want more out of life. And that is where I was too. Like, I've gone through these massive changes, I've gone through these things in life, and from the outside looking in, it, my life is successful. Like, you almost like applause, like you're doing the things, but there is this nudge inside of me that kept calling me for more. So my purpose now is to empower other ladies. So I think the passion lives within inside of you, and then through your passion you're going to grow your purpose.
Grow your purpose indeed. What are the most common misconceptions people have about finding their passion?
I would say that a lot of times I get the question of like, what if I don't have a passion? Or like, what if I don't know what like my next big bold move is? Like, what if I don't know what that is? And I think it's so scary sometimes to almost say yes to that burning fire inside of you. And it's not something that you have to go like hunt for years, or you don't have to be an expert at your passion. You don't have to have it all figured out already in a plan. You just have to listen to that little voice within inside of you, that little edge, that little whisper that's saying like, hey, this is lighting me up for some reason. Like, why am I feeling so energetically connected to this thing? Let me go explore that. And that's the first step. That's all you have to take. You don't have to have all the answers. So I think a lot of people think like when, you hear these big rock stars and these top tier people are like, yeah, this is my passion, and they start comparing themselves. You can have a passion in anything. You just have to look with inside of you, because we all have it. Like, you're already born with it. And you can grow your passion too. And you can have different passions, but not being afraid to listen to it and explore. Um, I think is the biggest misconception, that you have to have it all figured out first to even have one.
Why do so many people struggle to identify their true passion in life?
I think that goes hand in hand with kind of like what I just said. It's the fear of listening to, maybe it's too big. Maybe they have family members or that are saying, "No, like that's crazy. Like, why are you going to go do that?" It's putting themselves in a box and not allowing themselves to blossom, or kind of tiptoeing a little bit into that passion and not really going full in. Like, there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be fear, you're going to come up to these new beliefs. You're When you're finding a passion in life, when you're exploring that and really diving in, you have to become a different person sometimes. You have to have new beliefs, you have to have new standards for yourself. And navigating those waters sometimes is it's different. Like you're stepping into something for the first time. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit scary, but finding that and trusting yourself and believing in yourself and having enough courage to go for that and to say, yes, this is my passion and I'm going to live it unapologetically. It takes a lot of identity work and just self discovery. And I think a lot of people, it just, that's, it's hard. So when you don't have, the support or the mentorship behind you, then you're just kind of lost sometimes and you get stuck.
Let's talk about the self discovery process. What are the first practical steps someone should take to begin discovering their passion?
I think really sitting with yourself, and when you feel in to what lights you up, like what is setting your soul on fire, if there's no rules, if you can just take a pen to paper and write until that pen stops, like describing who that person is, like what that passion is bringing you, and just brain dumping it all. And again, not having to have the plan. You don't have to have everything figured out. But like for me, example for ultra running, I wasn't a runner at the time when like I wanted to become an ultra runner. I saw like I went and volunteered at a race. For the first time ever, I volunteered at a race where these racers were running a course for 24 hours. I had no idea people did that. But I was at this aid station volunteering and I said, I want that. What they have is what I want. And it wasn't the act of like running for 24 hours. It wasn't, okay, I have to plan. How do you even start to train? It was their energy. It was what they were bringing. It was the community. It was the joy. It was the excitement. That is what you need to lean into first. The the feelings with inside of you, the energetic match. Once you have that, then you can let that lead your life, and develop your passion stronger.
Develop indeed. And what role does self reflection play in uncovering one's purpose?
I think it's so important because if you can't look at yourself and be honest with yourself, then your purpose is going to be diluted. Um, if you're taking all of these, the life comes at you. Instagram is everywhere. Facebook, family, friends are all telling you all the time, like, you should do this, like, you're so good at this, like, you're so good, like, and we just get overwhelmed with outside thoughts. If we can't self reflect and take a moment to really be aware of the thoughts that we have, that nobody, like, our thoughts are our truth. Nobody else in the outside world knows what's going on in our mind. We can
Yes.
explain it the best we can, but where self reflection comes in is how you connect to your purpose, how you bring back to your purpose. If you're not aware of the thoughts and your thought patterns behind that, you're going to let the negative thoughts override you. You're going to let Miss Susie's thoughts override you. Being true to yourself and catching where you're coming out of alignment, and that's how you come closer to your purpose, is like, okay, this thought, this belief is closer here. That's where I'm going to keep going, and use those thoughts and stuff as your north star.
Yes, I like that North Star, Miss Teresa. How should someone handle fear or self doubt when trying to identify their purpose?
You just have to face it. You just have to face it, because no matter how successful you are, how successful the next person is, how you might look at somebody and be like, dang, like they have it, their purpose is so strong, they still come up against fear. They still come up against self doubt. That is going to happen no matter what you're doing in life. And whether you're finding your purpose or going out for the run for the first time, fear and doubt is going to be there. So it's how you react to it. Are you going to face it with certainty and belief of, okay, I feel this fear because I'm at my edge. This is uncomfortable. This is something that I'm going to grow into. I'm going to expand from this. Or are you going to shrink back into your old pattern, shrink back into the person who wouldn't even 1 year ago think or believe that could even have a purpose? So I think fear and self doubt can almost be used as a positive self driver, because if you're feeling those things, that means you're growing and evolving and changing and you're becoming more true. They're opportunities instead of something that's going to derail you. And when you look at it in that perspective, then everything changes, because it's like, bring on the fear. Like, I'm uncomfortable. Heck yeah. Like, here we go.
Yes, definitely. Bring it on.
Bring it on.
What advice do you have for people who feel they are missed their chance to follow their passion?
Never. Absolutely never. You can, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, you can change your passion. Like, your passion does not have to be set in stone. What I was passionate about when I was 5 years old is not what I'm passionate about today at 40. And there's never not a right time to feel this fire, to be passionate about anything in your life. You could be 80 years old and something can connect to you so greatly that it lights you up. Like, how would you want to not live the rest of the life that you have? Like, now and forever, we still have. So, why not be so enthusiastic about something that just lights you up and that you can hold on to? There's never a wrong time.
Yes, there is no, and you are not late yet. If you have the passion, please do share to the world. How can someone test out potential passion before fully committing to them?
Repeat that question one more time.
How can someone test out potential passions before fully committing to them?
We all want to have like our toes in the water with so many things, and I think that's the biggest blessing that life can give us. We can adventure into anything. We could go dip our toes in this water, that lake, that ocean. Test away. There's no right or wrong answer in what your passion is either, and you can be multi-passionate. So the art of just trying, the art of just doing. There's Your passion is your passion. And if it's lighting you up, then go for it. And if you're feeling that pull a little bit more in this direction, and like the pull is like this undeniable momentum towards it, like there's nothing that can stop you from getting closer. Like, you're so intrigued, the curiosity, you wake up and you're just like, "Ooh, I want to dive in a little bit more." Test it, keep going. And if you test something and you don't get that, you're like, "Yeah, I don't know about that one." That's okay too. Like, you just solved, a little bit more of your North Star. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer on how to test. You just have to start testing.
Yes, indeed. Start now and stop procrastinating.
Mhm.
And Miss Teresa, what daily habits can help people stay connected to their purpose?
Reconnect with yourself. And a lot of people, the morning time for me is sacred. I wake up and first thing I do is always coffee. But over a cup of coffee, I set my intentions for the day. Like, who do I want to be today? How can I reconnect to the person who is lit up, who is fired by these topics and discussions? who does she need to be, and just have a moment. And we all have such busy lives. For me, it could be 5 minutes, or I reconnect on my run, an hour and a half run today. Um, or it could just be like a quick moment, a minute in your time. But don't ever forget to reconnect with the connection that brought you there in the first place and who you need to be to continue to feel that energetic match to it. I think that's the most important because life, stress, things, and it's like, and that's when the self-doubt comes in. So if you're not reconnecting, then you can lose that easily. You have to be on top of that.
Reconnect within, people. And Miss Teresa, as a conversationalist, mental grit, and soul deeping healer, what are your short term and long term goals?
Short term goals, I have a few really big runs on the list that I want to tackle, which ultra running, that is my passion. So, setting two fastest known time events. Long term goals is to continue just to build my tribe. And it's so empowering to watch my members and my clients fall into the leadership of their own life, to start making moves and to hear their testimonials. If everything that I have came through, discovered my passion, my purpose is now empowering other women, then my life is complete. I want to help others succeed. Um, in watching that, it's incredible to continue to watch that grow immensely.
Good luck to your goals, Miss Teresa, and looking forward for more success. So, can you please give us a piece of advice for those people out there who want to be, of course, like you?
I think the biggest thing that I could tell anybody is, if you have a nudge, if you're feeling something inside of you, if you have this like whisper of trying something new, going for something big, listen to that and know that you don't have to have that plan. And no matter where you're at in life, even if you are like on your prime top of the mountain, you can always still go for more. And if something is burning inside of you saying, I want more out of life and I just don't know what it is, tap into the courage that is inside of you, because we don't have the confidence. Like, the confidence is built through courage. So we all have a courage. Tap into that, listen to that nudge, and just start exploring and go for it. Take the leap. You can do it. And that's my biggest go to.
You can do it for sure. And Miss Teresa, can you please recommend a book or books that influence you, Johnny?
Absolutely. The book that I just talked about, Obstacles the Way, it was monumental for me. It set the foundation, it set the path forward, and I still revert to so many lessons in this book years later.
Thank you for that recommended book, Miss Teresa. And how does understanding one's passion and purpose contribute to making a positive impact in the world?
If you understand that, then you're just lit up in the light that you'll bring into other people's lives. It's no longer about you, it's about everybody else, it's about them and the connections and empowering other people and growing with other people and the community that you can lean on through your passions. When we have something bigger than ourselves, then I think that's what life is all about.
Yes, that is called life, people. And before we wrap up our discussion today, Miss Teresa, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season, and law 101 and Mental Health 101 are my baby podcasts, Love Letters in third season, and Movie 101 Review and Music 101 in fourth season, and Science 101 and Sex 101 in its first season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Teresa, what's one small change someone can make today to start living more purposefully?
Moving. You have to create movement within your life. Living purposely, it can be hard if you don't make the moves to get there. You can have your passion, you can have this purpose, but once you start moving in your purpose, then that's when the purpose is just going to blossom substantially, and then that's when it reignites you. So taking those steps, whatever those steps may be, and moving forward into it, not staying still.
Miss Teresa Bowser, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
What, I didn't hear the last of that question. I'm so sorry.
No worries. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your advocacy or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
You can follow me on Instagram at Teresa Bowser underscore. I'm active on there. Anything and everything that I'm doing is going to be shared on there.
Yes, people, let's support Miss Teresa Bowser because if you support her, for sure, more and more and more empowering advocacy to come. So, Miss Teresa, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.